This video should help you with congruent shapes. Two shapes are congruent if they have the same size and shape. So that means all of their angles would be the same and all of their sides would be the same length. So here we have four shapes. You need to figure out which two of them are congruent. And the only two it can possibly be would be A and D. Which two of these are congruent? Well, D has 6 sides and the rest have 5, so he's definitely not. It looks like B and C. Which two of these would be congruent? It looks like they took D and just flipped it on its side. That would make a C. These two look like A and B. These two have got to be A and D. And these two must be C and D. A and C. C and B. A and D. A and B. We got some stars. Looks like B and C. Okay. We're going to try to make some congruent shapes. So we're going to label the vertices on the first drawing that you see. Copy the vertex on the new drawing. Count how many spaces over and up and down to the next vertex. And then after I get all my vertices where they go, then I'm going to connect the dots. So the first thing I said to do was to label my vertices. So I'm going to call this point A, point B, point C. Now, it really didn't matter which letters I use because it's not going to make that much difference. So now I'm going to come over here and I can go anywhere I want and I'm going to make a point and call it A. To get from A to C, because it's a straight down line, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to get to C. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to C. Some people go, why didn't you go to B? Because I had that diagonal line that really did not hit anything. It was a whole lot easier to go straight down the dots. Now I'm going to go from C over to B, which is 1, 2. So 1, 2. There's my new B. And so now that I have a new A, C, and B, all I have to do is connect those dots. Let's try another one here. Apparently I put it over there on the side in the way. Again, I'm just going to call it A, B, and C. So I'm going to take the point on top, call it A, call this point B, call this point C. I can come over here wherever I want, make a new point A. The best thing to do on this one would be to count down to B. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gets me down to B. 1, 2, 3, 4 gets me to my new B. And then for me, this looked like the easiest way to get to C is I went over 2 and up 1. From B, over 2 to the left and up 1. So 2 to the left and up 1. There's my new C, and now all I have to do is connect the dots. And I have congruent shapes because the lengths of every side match the lengths of every side over here, which also means that angle and that angle are the same. This angle and this angle are the same. This angle and this angle are the same. Let's try one more maybe. Again, I'm just going to start with A and then B, and I have a C and my D. So I'm coming over here. I'm trying to go over far enough so that I don't end up in the way for what I'm already doing. So A, this time to me, it's easiest to go back from A to D because I went over 1 and down 1. So over 1 and down 1. That would be my D. And from D, I went down 1, 2, 3 to C. 1, 2, 3 to C. And then from C, over 1, 2, 3 gets me to B. 1, 2, 3. There's my new B. And now all I have to do is connect my dots. And I have a congruent shape.